It's your boy, Ed the Dread, aka Eddie Money Mouth, and you are tuned in to the Money Mouth Podcast. Yes, sir. Woo! Aloha nui kako, and welcome to Money Mouth Monday. Yeah. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about my mother. In celebration of Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, Teresa Taylor Hayden. You the bomb. Thank you for life and for everything you've done for me since giving birth to me. You know what I'm saying? But for Mother's Day, I figured that I would touch on recent African American history. And by recent, I mean within my mom's lifespan. Okay? If you pay any attention to the social media world that I'm involved in, one of my last podcasts that I did speaking about, is Maui a racist place and racist things that have happened to me, the most comments I've ever gotten on a post happened on that. Over 150 comments just on, one post. And the sad reality was that people seemed to actually be racist. It was like, I asked a question kind of like rhetorically. These are just experiences that happened to me, hoping that maybe people would be like, oh, no, man, like, it's not that bad out here. But I feel like either people actually are racist or they're just uneducated to, the African American struggle in America, which I hate to break it to y'all, Maui is America. I know these islands were stolen. I know I read the history. I know it, right? But I also know how America works and is run because I lived there my whole life. And now that I've lived here, we'll say almost 10 years. America, dog. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, ua ho'oma'a au ika olelo Hawaii ma elua makahiki. Ua a'o au, ua ho'opa'au, ika olelo Hawaii, me nā poe kanaka maole I keia mokopuni o Maui, right? So I've actually spent a lot of time studying the language. I learned a lot of the history. It was intriguing to me. I came out here as a person. I'm brown. I'm biracial. I'm in America. People look at me. I'm black, right? Out here, it could go either way. People, oh, you might be Filipino and Hawaiian and everything all mixed together, or you might be a black dude. But either way, a lot more people look like me. So when I came out here and I actually started to hear about the history and just think about things and look at things, I started going to the library and reading, right? And like I said, it's I would hope that most of the people are uneducated as to the struggle. But who knows? People could just be racist. I don't know. I will say, my Hanai mom, Mom Lonnie Palmer, she spent her whole life here. And she worked for the Department of Education, an amazing human, one of the most nurturing and mothering people that I know on this island. And she missed the whole thing of the civil rights. She didn't hear anything about it. I had to explain that stuff to her, and then she had to go research it. But you could literally just miss it out here. So we'll talk about it. My mom was actually born in North Carolina in 1955. Okay, she's coming on like 69 years old, and in the scheme of humans, that's not really that old. Like people live to be 100 and shit. So like 69, like she still got years in her. She still got plenty of life left. And in the history of America, 1955, this will blow your fucking mind. That was like the beginning of the civil rights movement. And if you don't know what the civil rights movement is, that's where, Martin Luther King Jr. was like the face of it, and Malcolm X, the face of it. It was the fight for fucking like equalization of race in America. There was literally state sanctioned segregation in America. Like State sponsored segregation. Like, you didn't go to the same schools, you didn't drink the same fucking water, like you didn't do nothing the same. This is ordered by the state in 1950s. Okay, so like the civil rights movement. We'll say I get 1954 to like 1968. We'll say. Okay, so my mom's born in 1955. Uh, Black family in North Carolina. Not a very urban place either, LaGrange. So we'll tell you, I've never even spoken to her much about this stuff because she'll only tell me, I've only heard a tiny bit. I wouldn't even want to poke around and ask her so much about what happened because I'm sure it was fucking super traumatic, right? But uh, Brown versus Board was, in 1954 as well, which was what it was. Uh, the federal Supreme Court ruling on, you know, segregation in schools is fucking illegal. So in 1954, it was said by the US government, like, yo, you can't have segregation in schools. It wasn't until 1971 that desegregation happened in the state that my mom grew up in. I'll say that again. It wasn't until 1971 that North Carolina desegregated schools. So everybody talking about, oh, the 70s were so good, hippies, free love. Motherfucker, schools were still segregated. Right? Like, I'm telling you, my mom said that she taught herself how to read. And I always was kind of like, it seems strange when I was a kid, oh, you taught yourself how to read? What the fuck does that even mean? Like, I go to school and shit. Like, but when you actually learn the history, you're like, oh my God, she fucking taught herself how to read. You know why? Because they didn't even give them teachers, bro. What the fuck? Okay? So this is just ridiculous. I mean, period. Uh, and and just to think that someone like me, born from a lady like that, would just want to hear racist shit everywhere I go. Right? Like, yo, as if African Americans are sitting here asking to be called the N word. I personally don't use it. Like, and for people that say, oh, rappers use it, like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I rap too, and I don't use it. Comment on the thing. Oh, he curses. I don't give a fuck. He's a teacher. Oh, you know what? I'm fucking Ed the Dread. I just teach because people need it. This is a thing that I do. It's not like my fucking role for the rest of my life. Right? Like, I guess I'm kind of trailing off right here. Because I'm a little angry, I guess you would say, right? But the reality of it is, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what does anyone out there think that another person wants to be treated differently just by their color? Because that's what it fucking seems like when you read those comments and shit. And I know some people troll, but I really, really think that it could be ignorance. Again, it could be ignorance. Could be ignorance. And I'm hoping the ignorance side. I'm hoping the ignorance side. But that's the reality of America, man. My dad's white, my mom's black. One of the first fucking times I ever drove, and I never told my family this because I was too scared, because the police make you so scared to even do anything. I was pulled over for driving my grandma's car because they ran the plates and it was like a 70-year-old white lady's car. And I was like a 17-year-old black male with an afro driving it. And it was all, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Where's this? Whose car is this registered to? Da, 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 all this shit. And that's just regular life. Like, you don't go home and say, hey, I got pulled over, mom and dad. You're scared to tell them you got pulled over because you don't want to be in trouble for it. But that's it. That's the traumatization, right? The homie that got me to move here, there was a time where I went to go pick him up from a bar crawl, him and like 7 white dudes. They're all drunk in the street making noise. You know who the cops come to for the noise violation? Me. When I bend down to spit into the sewer, I get flipped up and thrown into, completely just arrested, handcuffed in a cell, fucking with the door open, half your body out, going, cops walking past, just going, hey, when you think you're getting out, taking pictures of you in your underwear so they can know what your tattoos look like. This is fucking the reality of what I live, bro. You think that I want to hear this shit anywhere on earth, let alone on an island where we all just trying to chill? It's crazy. Um, to assist anyone else as if y'all need it. Here's some more information. Um, because I taught at Hana School during COVID, right? And Hana School might have been one of the only schools that was like still open. Not that kids were going to the school, but because so many of the people are a certain income, the school had to remain open for the kids to get breakfast and lunch. So if no one knows, the Black Panthers, who were again, a civil liberation army for African Americans in America, led by Fred Hampton Jr. in freaking Chicago, Illinois, uh, they started giving out a free breakfast program for anyone, not just for black kids. It was for any kid who couldn't get breakfast. And when the CIA ended up fucking killing Fred Hampton by poison and gunfire in his sleep with his pregnant wife in the bed with him, and then the Black Panthers were disbanded, the local government had to figure out a way to feed all these fucking kids who were getting free breakfast. So guess where your DOE free breakfast came from? The CIA's disbandment of a civil rights movement group in America for Black power. And a lot of people out here take advantage of that, and whether you brown, white, whatever. If you don't know that's where that came from, congratulations. Now you know. Stop being so fucking racist. If you've never seen a clip of MC Hammer being interviewed, if you don't know who MC Hammer is, he was like ho 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 stop hammer time. He was a dancing rapper. He had gold pants. It was Hammer pants. Look them up, Hammer pants. You'd probably wear them now. It'll be a new style you think that you created that someone's already done, and it's a new fashion. Fucking sell to Louis Vuitton or whoever's dumbass, right? But MC Hammer, you could look up interviews of MC Hammer. That motherfucker will tell you, oh, he was rapping in what, the 90s? You know why all y'all love gangster rap? Because it sells so fucking good. Same reason you like shooting each other on all your fucking video games. MC Hammer was just he ain't talk about violence. He ain't talk about he didn't glorify the life he had been through. He was just like a party rapper, feel good rapper. But the record labels tried to tell him dirty himself up. Do some dirt in your regular life to make your image harder so we can sell more albums. Make yourself more street. To a motherfucker that just like to dance, bro. If you hollered at me when I was in elementary school for my talent show, I had no fucking clue what choreography was, but you could put in an MC Hammer tape or a Michael Jackson tape, and I would just fucking dance for the whole song. And they'd be like, "Oh, did you make that?" Yeah, I knew I made that performance up as I went. Don't matter, but that's how his raps was. Something with beat, with flow, positivity. Ho, 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 stop. Hammer time. But they wanted him to rap grime. And 50 Cent, bless him, I love him. He changed the game. He changed the mixtape game, he changed the hip hop game fucking forever. But he also made gangster rap so popular that everybody want to be a gangster. So that was recent Black history, since 1955. And please know why you listen to hip hop, and don't think that every black person wants to hear the N-word all day, because we don't. Right? Especially not from motherfuckers who never even been over in where this shit happens. I don't know. People like Mexican dudes saying this shit or whatever. Now, if you grew up in the Bronx and you Mexican, you grew up in Flatbush, you grew up in Bed-Stuy, you grew up wherever the fuck, and you Spanish and you be around black people, cool, so be it. But if you out here on an island that's fucking 65% white and there's only fucking 1,000 black people, please slow your roll. It's fucked up. Okay? So happy Mother's Day, Mom. Bless you. I'm so happy that you made it through all that bullshit in America to make me as this biracial black man that I am. Fuck all you racist people. You can suck a dick, because the world is bigger than your stupid ideas. And one fucking day you're going to die, bro. It's just like all the racist parents whose daughters I dated. One day you're going to die and your fucking idea is going to die. So go eat a fucking dick. Again, yeah, mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in Palestine that have been fucking fighting to keep their children alive. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in Sudan and all the other countries fighting to keep their fucking children alive. All right. That was your Money Mouth podcast. Tune in next Monday. Love you. Aloha. Ahui ho kako.